Black security guard says he can save CEO's kidnapped daughter. What happens next shocked the entire city. Marcus Williams adjusted his security uniform one last time. The glass towers of downtown reflected the morning sun, but today felt different. At 35, Marcus had worked security for over a decade. Low pay, long hours, little respect. He never imagined this Tuesday would change everything. Marcus checked his watch. 8:15 a.m. Another day of watching wealthy executives rush past him. Another day of being invisible. His radio crackled to life. Unit 7, report to the main lobby. Marcus sighed. Probably another delivery to sign for. He walked through the marble corridors of Sterling Industries. The company's success surrounded him. Awards on walls. Photos of Victoria Sterling with world leaders. Marcus had seen her a few times. Always in expensive suits. Always surrounded by assistants. She lived in a different world. A world where his monthly salary was her lunch budget. But Marcus never felt bitter. He understood his place. Or so he thought. The emergency alert came at 8:47 a.m. All units. Code red. Victoria Sterling's daughter has been kidnapped. Marcus froze. His radio buzzed with urgent chatter. Lock down all entrances. No one in or out without clearance. Within minutes, the building transformed. Police cars surrounded the block. FBI agents flooded the lobby. Marcus watched from his post as Victoria Sterling arrived. Her usual composure was gone. Mascara streaked her cheeks. Behind her, a team of lawyers and executives followed. "Where's Detective Morrison?" Victoria demanded. A tall man in a suit approached. "Mrs. Sterling, I'm Agent Harrison, FBI. We're doing everything possible to find Emma." Victoria Sterling, the billionaire CEO whose company owned half the city. Marcus knew the name. Everyone did. Her face was on magazine covers. Her wealth was legendary. But now, her 7-year-old daughter Emma was missing. Marcus had seen Emma before. Sweet kid with pigtails and a bright smile. She'd waved at him once when visiting her mother's office. Now she was gone. The police had no leads. The FBI was stumped. A $3 million ransom demand sat on Victoria's desk. Marcus overheard the details from his security station. "The kidnapper wants payment by midnight," Agent Harrison explained. No police, no FBI, just the money. Victoria's voice broke. "What if we pay and they don't return her?" "We'll monitor the exchange," Detective Morrison promised. "We'll find her," the detective assured. But hours passed, then days. The building became a fortress. Media camped outside. Marcus watched it all unfold. He saw Victoria crying in her office, saw FBI agents frustrated with dead ends, saw hope slowly fading. No progress, no hope. Victoria's world was crumbling. On the second day, Marcus made a decision. He'd been watching, listening, thinking. Something bothered him about this case. The kidnapper knew too much, knew Emma's schedule, knew the building's security. This wasn't random. Marcus had grown up on the streets. He knew criminal behavior. And this felt personal. That's when Marcus stepped forward. He knocked on Victoria's office door. "Ma'am, I think I can help." Victoria looked up from her tears. This security guard? Helping her? Agent Harrison stepped forward. Sir, this is a restricted area. I work security here, Marcus explained. I've been watching everything. Victoria studied Marcus's face. What's your name? Marcus Williams, ma'am. I've been analyzing the footage, Marcus continued. I know these streets. I grew up here. The detective scoffed. Sir, we have professionals handling this. But Victoria saw something in Marcus's eyes. Determination. Truth. Something the professionals seemed to lack. What did you notice? She asked. Marcus pulled out his phone. Security footage filled the screen. Here, 8:23 a.m. The kidnapper's car takes this exact route. He traced the path with his finger. But look closer. The way he drives. The turns he makes. This isn't random. Victoria leaned in. Agent Harrison frowned but watched. He knows shortcuts only locals know. Shortcuts from my neighborhood. Your neighborhood? Victoria asked. East Side, where Emma's school is, where I patrolled daily. Marcus zoomed in on the footage. See this intersection? He doesn't stop for the yellow light. Most drivers would, but he knows this light stays yellow for exactly 4 seconds. Only someone who drives this route daily would know that. Agent Harrison looked skeptical. That's speculation. Marcus continued. The kidnapper parks here for exactly 90 seconds. Why? Because he's timing the traffic light cycle. Only someone who lives here would know that pattern. Victoria's eyes widened. You really think he's local? I'm certain, but there's more. Marcus showed them another angle. Look at his body language, the way he walks. He's comfortable here. This isn't his first time in this area. Detective Morrison frowned. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting I know who took Emma. The room went silent. Victoria gripped her chair. Who? 3 months ago, a man was fired from Emma's school. Jimmy Rodriguez. Marcus pulled up social media photos on his phone. He was the maintenance supervisor, had access to everything. Student schedules, family information, security procedures. Agent Harrison stepped closer. Why was he fired? Inappropriate behavior. He was asking too many personal questions about students, especially the wealthy families. Victoria's heart raced. You think he targeted Emma specifically? I think he's been planning this for months. Marcus showed them another photo. Same height, same build, same car model as the kidnapper. The resemblance was striking. Where is he now? Victoria asked. That's the thing. Jimmy disappeared right after Emma was taken. His apartment's been empty for 3 days. But I know where he might be hiding. Marcus explained his theory. Old warehouse district. Abandoned for years. Perfect hiding spot. Jimmy used to talk about it during his lunch breaks. Said it was his secret place when things got tough. He mentioned it was where he went to think, to plan. Detective Morrison shook his head. We can't act on hunches. Agent Harrison agreed. We need solid evidence. But Victoria stood up. We're running out of time. Show me. Mrs. Sterling, Agent Harrison warned, this could be dangerous. My daughter is missing, Victoria replied firmly. I'll take any chance. 20 minutes later, they arrived at the warehouse. Police surrounded the building, SWAT teams positioned. Marcus pointed to a side entrance. That's how we get in. No cameras. No witnesses. How do you know so much about this place? Victoria asked. Marcus hesitated. His past wasn't something he shared. Because I used to be homeless. This warehouse, it saved my life once. Victoria's expression softened. The billionaire CEO looked at Marcus differently now. When I was 16, my family lost everything. Medical bills, foreclosure. I lived here for 3 months during the worst winter of my life. Marcus's voice grew heavy with memory. I know every corner, every hiding spot, every escape route. If Emma's here, I'll find her. Victoria touched Marcus's arm. I'm sorry. I had no idea. It's okay, Marcus replied. Sometimes our worst experiences become our greatest strengths. The SWAT team moved in. Marcus led the way. His knowledge of the building was invaluable. Avoid this section, he warned. The floor is unstable. There's a back exit through here. Post someone there. Room by room, floor by floor. Nothing. Hours passed. Hope faded. Maybe we were wrong, Detective Morrison said. Agent Harrison checked his watch. We've been here 4 hours. But Marcus didn't give up. Something felt off. Jimmy was here. Marcus could sense it. Wait, there's one more place. He led them to what looked like a solid wall. Marcus pressed against a specific spot. A hidden door opened. Secret entrance to the basement, Marcus explained. I discovered it when I lived here. Behind boxes, through narrow passages, down a hidden staircase. The air grew colder, darker. And there, in a makeshift room, Emma Sterling, alive but terrified, tied to a chair but unharmed. Jimmy Rodriguez caught completely off guard. He was eating dinner, not expecting anyone to find his hiding spot. Hands up, police. Jimmy reached for a weapon. Marcus moved faster. Years of street survival kicked in. He tackled Jimmy before he could grab the gun. The arrest was swift. Emma was safe. Daddy, Emma cried, though she meant Marcus. In her terror, she saw him as her rescuer. Victoria collapsed in relief. Tears of joy replaced tears of fear. Thank you, she whispered to Marcus. Thank you for bringing my baby home. But the story doesn't end there. As they left the warehouse, Victoria approached Marcus. How can I ever thank you? Marcus shrugged. Just doing my job, ma'am. No, Victoria said firmly. This was far beyond your job. She paused. What you did today, it shows character, vision, leadership. You saw what trained professionals missed. You connected dots others couldn't see. You used your difficult past as a tool for good. I want to offer you something. Marcus waited. Head of security for all my companies. 6-figure salary. Full benefits. Marcus's eyes widened. But why? I'm just a security guard. Victoria smiled. No, you're the man who saved my daughter when the experts couldn't. You saw what others missed. You never gave up. You used your background as strength, not shame. That's not just security. That's executive material. The next week, Victoria called a company meeting. I want everyone to meet our new head of security. Marcus Williams saved my daughter's life. But more than that, he showed me what real leadership looks like. The employees applauded. Some looked skeptical. Marcus understood. He'd gone from security guard to executive overnight. But Victoria believed in him, and he wouldn't let her down. 6 months later, Marcus Williams wore a different uniform. Designer suit, corner office, company car. But more importantly, he'd started a program. Second Chances Security Training. Hiring formerly homeless individuals, teaching them skills, giving them purpose. Marcus knew their potential because he'd lived their struggle. Everyone deserves a chance to prove themselves, Marcus told his first class. Your past doesn't define your future. Your circumstances don't determine your worth. The program grew rapidly. 20 graduates the first year, 50 the second. All employed, all successful, all given hope they'd never had before. Victoria watched from her office as Marcus trained new recruits. You made the right choice, her assistant said. Victoria nodded. Sometimes the biggest solutions come from the most unexpected places. Marcus didn't just save Emma. He reminded me what real leadership looks like. The program expanded citywide. Other companies began hiring Second Chances graduates. Crime rates dropped. Employment rose. Marcus appeared on news programs, spoke at conferences. But he never forgot his mission. Success isn't about where you end up, he often said. It's about how many people you bring with you. And Marcus, he never forgot where he came from. Every morning he still drove past that old warehouse. A reminder of his journey, his purpose, his mission. From homeless teenager to corporate executive. From invisible security guard to city hero. All because he refused to stay silent when it mattered most. Emma Sterling, now 8, visited Marcus's office regularly. She called him Uncle Marcus. You saved me, she'd say. No, sweetheart, Marcus would reply. You saved me. Victoria often said, I thought I was hiring security. Instead, I found family. The Sterling Williams Foundation launched the following year, focused on homeless youth and job training. Marcus became its director. Victoria provided the funding. Together, they changed thousands of lives. People need opportunities, not charity, Marcus explained to donors. They need someone to believe in them. The way Victoria believed in me. 5 years later, Marcus stood before the city council. He was being honored for his community service. When I lived in that warehouse, Marcus said, I never imagined this moment. I thought I was worthless, invisible, forgotten. But Victoria Sterling saw something in me I couldn't see in myself. She didn't just give me a job. She gave me purpose. Now it's my turn to do the same for others. The audience stood and applauded. Victoria wiped tears from her eyes. Because sometimes the person who can save you is the one you least expect. And sometimes giving someone a chance changes more than just their life. It changes everything. Marcus's story became a book, then a documentary. But he remained humble. I'm just one person, he'd say. One person can make a difference. If you see someone struggling, don't look away. Reach out, offer help, give them a chance. You never know who might surprise you. Today, Marcus Williams sits in his corner office. Photos of Second Chances graduates line his walls. Each one a life transformed, a family restored, a future secured. Emma's school picture sits on his desk, a reminder of the day that changed everything. The day he chose to speak up. The day he proved that heroes come in all forms.